an idea for a TV show or YouTube, whatever. It's all about lore. Lore. I'm telling you that Five Nights at Freddy's, if the level of Five Nights at Freddy's lore would be this much lore for this show, it's 90% lore. If you don't know anything about the lore and just watch a random episode, you're not going to understand a thing. There's rules to this. It's all about magic. There's rules, creatures. There's so much backstory to every single creature. There's basic characters that you might think of, like a unicorn, fairies, mermaids. And you have to learn, there's so much lore that if nobody figures out the lore, then nobody would understand the show. Because some things are not going to be explained. It's going to have to be shown. For example, the wall. The wall is one of the biggest parts of the show. It's a magical wall where the most magical creature, also the rarest, which you still have to figure out why it's the rarest, made the wall to make the magical forest, which is all the magical creatures except for the most magical / rarest, which there's only one of, who is outside, and it's the only one that can control the wall. You have to figure out how he made it and how he can break it. What's breaking it, and there's so much lore. Every episode, new things. I already know so much of this lore. I don't even know all of it. I have to make stuff up as I go on. I really want to make this, and here, I'm going to show you some more. I'm going to explain a little bit about the show. I'm probably going to be putting it on my other channel. Going to be soon. I need my new phone to get it. Or maybe on this channel. That might be good. I'm not sure. But I'll explain some of it. Because I'm definitely going to do it. I just don't know when. Because I need to get cast. The cast, don't worry about it. That has nothing to do. Just so you know, I'm probably going to use someone for multiple characters, and that has nothing to really deal with the lore. Don't worry about that. Unless if it's actually kind of shown in the show that's supposed to be like a copy. Well, let me explain. So, how a creature, magical or not, is born is a soul has to go through a processor to bring into a body. The soul is always going to be magical, but only magical creatures are supposed to get souls. Sometimes the souls have curses. If they have a curse, then they're supposed to go into the second one, which has 2 layers. 3, 4, 5. There's a bunch of layers, and it's just scaling off the skin of the curse or the magic. The magical creatures, if it's only magical, then they don't get any, so they get the 0. And then this is how the magical creature. And if a curse soul, when it's about to get born, if it goes into the wrong path, then only 1 layer gets off, leaving with the magical layer, which is really rare. And it just depends on what magic, because there's different levels of magic. And curse is a completely different level, which is evil, but curse can still go through. With the 0, it's going to be a curse one, which is Messidom. So yeah, also how a creature exists. Their soul, and when a creature dies, their soul goes back and re and takes the skin, their old skin, and put it back on. And it already chooses its traits, everything. It can talk in there. It's basically normal life, just magical. Completely. This is going to be high fiction, no, high fantasy. And yeah, all the traits, all that are already decided. It's just the form of what animal, of what living thing. Only for one thing, there's two. There's a couple types of souls, and there's different rooms. There's plants, which can only communicate for plants, animals, fungi, any. There's like 6 kingdoms. All 6 are different realms, and there's rules. And there's so many rules. I can go hours into this topic that seriously, it's impossible. Plants, even though in real life it can't talk to other plants, they can. Animals can talk to other animals. We're in the animal family, so yeah. Also, there's a 7th kingdom within, which is objects, and a 8th, which is magical objects. But 7 and 8 are pretty much the same because, well, imagine they can go together just during the nighttime. Yes, there's a day and night cycle. So much lore. There's a day and night cycle. During the day, they can go talk to each other in the main room, but at night they have to separate. It's only objects though because they're not alive, so they should have more freedom. Yeah. And also technically actual magical creatures and cursed with actual magic. There's the thinnest layer of magic, which every animal gets. And that thin layer is the most versatile because yeah. And then actual magic, cursed, which actual magic is the least common by its just with these two. It's really common with cursed. Most creatures are cursed. Then a Santo, Plica, and Beto. Silka, Mita, and Bloco. Silta, Plica, Blico. Yeah, they're kind of hard to say. Silta, Miko, Bluto. Those are higher levels, really powerful, but also extremely rare. There's also different planets. So there's so much in here. I can't explain this in one video. I only have 46 minutes until I have to end this. This is probably going to be less than that because I'm not going to explain everything. But I'll explain what a Spiltal, Milka, and a Bluetooth is. Kind of. Spilta is a game. They do games if they accept it. Milka is a. How to explain this? They can take over other shapes of different creatures, but they can't use their original power. In a Bluta, it's the same as the last one, just they can use powers. Kind of. Explain more later in a later video. It's so much. All the lore. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. This is The show is called Magic. This is how much magic is. It's bigger than my entire. It's bigger than the Earth. If this is Five Nights at Freddy's, it's bigger than Milky Way. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. So little, just an atom. Milky Way. Why does Milky Way sound like a candy? So yeah, that was cringe.